Okay, hi everyone. So today in this beautiful day, we are going to explain to you the 5 things that will influence consumer choice before purchasing a product. So these 5 things are preferences, utility, budget constraints consumer choice, and behavioral economics. So let's go to the first one, preferences.
Hello, I'm Lily. Now I'm going to talk about the preference. The first one is the 3 assumptions about the properties of consumer preference. Completeness, sensitivity, and more is better. The second is indifferent curve. An indifferent curve is a curve that is tilted from the upper left to the bottom right. The lower the top right corner, the more the indifferent curve indicates the higher that set function level. An indifferent curve goes through every possible boundary. Indifferent curve cannot cross. Indifferent curve conveys to the origin. Next one is the special case of indifference curve. Here are 2 examples, perfect substitutes and perfect complements. If the consumer is willing to replace one good with another at a fixed rate, such as 1-to-1 or 2-to-2, then these 2 goods are perfect substitutes. And the indifference curve is a straight line with slope of -1. If consumers always follow a certain proportion, like 1-to-1 or 1-to-2, consume 2 goods, then the 2 goods are perfect complements, and the indifference curve are L-shaped. The last one is the marginal rate of substitute, and the slope of a point on the indifference curve is the marginal rate of substitute. Marginal rate of substitute measures the rate at which a consumer is willing to substitute one good for another.
One is utility. Utility is a term in economics that refers to the total satisfaction received from consuming good or service. Rational choice usually assumes that consumers will try to maximize their utility. Utility also is a numerical values that are relative ranking of various bundles of goods. The utility are important because it will directly influence demand and price of good or a service. Actually, a consumer's utility is impossible to measure and quantify. Utility function is a concept that measures preferences over a set of goods and services that represents the satisfaction that consumers receive for choosing and consuming a product or service. Utility function is widely used in the rational choice theory to analyze human behavior. Such that in utility, we got ordinal and cardinal preferences utility. Ordinal preferences utility is the ranks of the utility received from consuming various amounts of good. For example, ordinal preferences utility show that consuming 2 hamburgers gives the individual more utility than consuming 1 hamburger, but it does not specify exactly how much additional utility to the second hamburger provides. Same as ordinal utility would say only 3 hamburgers give this individual more utility. Ordinal utility may be defined as ranking or setting aside in human action or choice, while the cardinal utility is what an individual can get from a specific value of utils from consuming each quantity of goods, such as an individual will get 10 utils from consuming 1 hamburger. He will get 16 utils or 6 additional utils from consuming 2 hamburgers. Besides that, marginal utility also a part of the utility in economic. Every goods that able to satisfy human wants called as utility. When a person consumes more of a good in one period time, the total of utility or TU that is satisfaction will increase while their marginal utility decrease. Marginal utility MU is the extra utility received for a person after consume 1 additional unit of a good per unit, and also the slope of the utility function that holding the quantity of the other goods are constant. Marginal utility function is marginal utility MU equal to total utility difference divided by quantity of goods difference. In an economy with money, the marginal utility of a quantity is simplified that of the best good or service that it could purchase.
In my part, I want to talk about budget constraint. The consumer is the basic unit that determines which commodity are purchased and in what quantity. Millions of such decisions are made each day by consumers to buy worth of goods and services produced by the seller in shopping online. The decision have to make because constraint or limitation consumer face in purchasing goods and service cost of many factors. One of the factor is budget constraint, or it also related to budget line. Let's move to theory of the budget constraint. Budget constraint is defined the limitation on the amount of goods that a consumer can purchase imposed by his or her limited income and the price of the good. Thus, the budget line reflects the familiar and pervasive economic facts of scarcity as it pertains to the individual consumer. Budget line is a line showing the various combination of two goods that a consumer can purchase by spending all income.
Individual taste or preference determine a person's amount of pleasure from the goods and service they use. Consumers spend their money on the bundle of products that give them the most happiness. Consumers face constraint or limitation of their choice. Consumers maximize their satisfaction with a particular item from use depending on the constraint they face. The reason why consumers need to maximize their desire in making choice. First, limited incomes. This prevents them from buying everything that catches their fancy. Second, government rules restrict what they may buy. Young consumers cannot buy alcohol or cigarettes legally. A law prohibits people of all ages from buying crack cocaine and other recreational drugs. And next, priority over other things. For example, Ali likes to buy clothes. However, when he buys too many clothes, he cannot afford to buy food. So Ali needs to balance where his needs should be given priority.
Hi, my name is Siti Binti Ahmad, and today I'm going to share about behavioral economics. Behavioral economics study is about what people think fairness means, how much they're driven by greed, how they respond to cheats, and so on. Bound behavior is people who have limited time and capacity to weigh all relevant benefit and cost of decision. Add complexity can distort choice. Endowment principle, we ascribe more value to things merely because we own them. The Economic Approach to Human Behavior book, well-known economist Gary S. Baker outlines several ideas known as rational choice. This theory assumes that human actors have stable choice and are involved in maximizing behavior. In promoting future behavior, consistency can be achieved by making commitments, especially when done in public. Therefore, commitment to purpose is one of the most frequently used behavior tools to achieve positive change.